YouTube Success Blueprint. To learn more about growing your YouTube channel and creating passive income as a YouTuber, register for my YouTube Success Blueprint by clicking the link in the description below this video. Hey, what's up guys? John here. We're seeing the end of small business in America. We've all seen the memes and the signs about how nobody wants to work anymore and they can't find stable staff. Well, it's a very good point, and it's all reality right now, because America used to be the land of the free, the land of opportunity, where you can come here and do anything you want and work hard and achieve your goals and dreams. However, right now, the federal government is paying you $300 not to work per week. So if you are working a minimum wage job and you're making, say, $10 per hour, you're working 40 hours a week, that's $400 a week in gross income. After taxes, you might be left with about $300. So you make $300 not working, or you work and make $300. Which one would the average person take? Obviously, not working for $300. So what they're doing is incentivizing people not to work. Now corporations, McDonald's, Chipotle, a lot of these big companies are going out there increasing wages. And when they do this, they are going to raise the standards in which small businesses have to operate in. Now, these small businesses are very restricted. They have all these health standards they have to work inside. For example, if somebody tests positive inside that business, they have to give them paid leave. And they have to also notify all other employees inside that company to get tested. If they get tested and positive, you have to offer them paid leave. So it's very hard to have stable workforce. Now, what's very fascinating is what the big corporations are doing right now is they are going to raise the standards in which small businesses have to operate in. Then what they're going to do is they're going to roll in artificial intelligence and robotics and a lot of other advantages over small businesses to make it even harder for them to survive. They're going to choke out small businesses, and then 98% of Americans are going to be doomed. In this video, I'm going to lay out exactly what they are doing to America that nobody else sees. So please smash that like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content and educate more people as to what's really going on. Please hit that like button and let's begin. Wall Street Journal, McDonald's raises pay for U.S. restaurant workers. Burger Giant is boosting sales at company-owned stores as employers hunt for workers. McDonald's said it would raise pay for employees at company-owned restaurants in the U.S., one of the latest companies to bolster wages and benefits as they struggle to hire workers. The Burger Giant said Thursday it would increase wages on more than 36,500 hourly workers by an average of 10%. That is substantial. Over the next several months, non-managerial workers at the chain's roughly 660 company-owned restaurants in the U.S. would earn at least $11 to $17 per hour. So if you look at how much money that is, it's $680 a week if they're working 40 hours a week, $35,360 per year, which is, a livable wage. But why would you go to school to be a teacher and go to college for 4 years? Or, most careers where you're making $50,000 or $60,000 a year and you take out $100,000 in debt and you waste 4 years of your life inside of a classroom, when you could just work at McDonald's and you could just save money. You could live at home. You could do whatever you can do, but you won't struggle in all that debt. Maybe start an online business. It's going to make it hard for universities to offer that value, for people to get educated and take that leap. Now it's just not going to make as much sense, especially as bigger companies start increasing wages. Non-managerial employees at company-owned stores earlier this year earned an average of $12 per hour. McDonald's said, and supervisors earned some $16 to $18 per hour. McDonald's owns a fraction of its 13,900 U.S. restaurants, around 95% of which are operated by franchisees. Owners have said they are reviewing pay and benefits at their stores. The National Owners Association, a group representing U.S. franchisees, said in an email to its members on Sunday that strong sales should allow operators to raise menu prices if they choose to compensate for higher spending on pay and benefits. We need to do whatever it takes to staff our restaurants and then charge for it, the association said. Very smart what they're doing. Essentially, McDonald's, Chipotle, these are the cheapest games in town. When you have no money in your pocket, you're going to McDonald's. Now what's going to happen is they're going to pass along the cost to the consumer, and the consumer is going to say, what other options do I have? Do I pay an extra 50 cents for this burger? Or do I go to a small mom and pop business and pay an extra $3 for that burger? It's not going to make a difference. The employees are going to get their increase and the customer is just going to get poorer and poorer. Then we take a hard look at a shortage of workers across the U.S. economy has prompted some employers to pay a benefits hunt for workers. Elsewhere Thursday, Amazon.com said it's hiring 75,000 workers, offering a $1,000 signing bonus in some locations. The economy is starting to reopen, and there's a lot of need for new employees in a lot of different industries. Amazon Chief Financial Officer Brian Olsavsky said last month. McDonald's, Chipotle, Mexican Grill Inc., Applebee's, KFC, and other restaurant chains have said they wanted to hire tens of thousands of workers in the coming months as they reopen dining rooms and seek to better staff their restaurants. Chipotle on Monday said it would raise wages at its 2,800 restaurants to an average of $15 an hour by the end of next month. This is immediately. This is like right now. Olive Garden owner Darden Restaurants Inc. said it paid $17 million in bonuses to workers last month and boosted wages to at least $10 an hour for 20% of the chain's 135,000 hourly staff. Unions and activists have for years urged change, including McDonald's, to boost wages. McDonald's and its restaurants are one of the world's largest private employers. The median hourly wage at a U.S. fast food worker in mid-2020 stores $11.47, Labor Department data shows. McDonald's said Thursday it decided to raise pay at company stores after looking at what other restaurants are paying and as more states and the federal government consider mandating minimum wage increases. The company said it expects the average wage at a restaurant it owns to reach $15 an hour by 2024. McDonald's said it wants to hire 10,000 employees in the next 3 months as it begins to reopen dining rooms. What we're going to see next is going to be unbelievable. I believe that small businesses are not going to be able to compete with these big corporations that are offering very low-cost products such as food and things from Amazon. And then ultimately, they're going to increase the wages. They are going to pass along the cost to the consumer. The consumer has no choice than to pay because they don't have the money. Once Big Brother taps the faucet and says there's no more money, we are stuck. We're going to have to support McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and Chipotle. We're going to have to keep ordering off of Amazon. And after all, people are creatures of habit. So this is not going to change. But what is going to change is robotics and technology as they begin to really incorporate this into their business model. And slowly but surely, they're going to slowly start cutting jobs by the millions. And as that happens, they can reduce cost back to what they were previously, and they're going to lock in a grip of this country, really a chokehold of this country that they've never had before. We're going to see a handful of corporations and companies basically running everything. Look at this article here from CNN. McDonald's and other chains are giving their drive-through the Jetson treatment. At a McDonald's drive-thru in Chicago suburbs, customers may notice something different about the voice that takes their orders for Big Macs and fries. Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? They'd ask in a welcoming, unmistakably feminine tone. While the voice sounds helpful, it's also stilted and monotonous enough for the average customer to figure out what they're being served by a computer, not a human. It's not like an Alexa or a Siri, but for a drive-thru, a system driven by artificial intelligence that McDonald's is testing out to speed up its service. In 2019, the average McDonald's drive-thru took 6 minutes and 18 seconds, but recently the company trimmed down to 5 minutes and 49 seconds in 2020. According to the annual report from the market researcher C-Level HX, and with drive-thrus accounting for a larger share of fast food sales than before, in top markets, it's 70% of sales at McDonald's. The race is on for major chains to get those speeds even faster. But we've come down here, and they remembered me. This is interesting here because what they're going to do is they're going to develop a relationship with the customer. That relationship is going to be even greater than the relationship that most people get with small businesses. The value sometimes of walking into a small mom and pop business is when you go there enough, they remember your order. They're like, hey, John, how are you? Hey, good, Joe, how are you? And that experience, that camaraderie means something to the customer. Well, now corporations found out a way for them to do the same thing. Richardson said the AI voice system, which has computerized feminine voices connected to a digital menu board and can take orders and make food and suggestions. Over time, it will consider the weather and time of day. The company will also use a camera for license plate recognition to personalize orders at drive-thrus. Customers must opt in to share their license plate through White Castle's app based on the loyalty program. Craver Nation So software can pull their order history. The point of this tech, Richardson said, is to personalize the experience and keep customers coming back. The thought is to make sure that it's friendly. They remembered me. They knew who I am, he said. This is literally true at drive-thrus at Fair Oaks Burger, a family-owned restaurant in Altadena, California, which is using facial recognition systems that lets customers pay without using cash or credit cards. It may also speed up service, allowing the company to sell more meals. Users have to sign in advance via smartphone with a selfie and a credit card. Then, after they order, they can say that they want to use Pop Pay, and a camera will take a photo so their identity can be confirmed and the money deducted from their account, just like in this picture. That's some scary stuff. So how do you compete with that as a small business if you're going to open up a restaurant in the future? It's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard for a lot of these companies simply to just to stay in business. And when we step into that world, it's going to be basically, it's going to be a short-term gain that people are realizing right now by saying, hey, I'm not going to work, or hey, I'm going to work at these corporations. But long-term, you're going to give these corporations so much control and so much power over our freedom that it's never going to be able to come back. We will never come back to a day where we can reverse course. Once we go down this track for the next year, 2 years, it's done. So I think this is a really big decision-making period for all of Americans to decide what we're going to do going forward. What do you guys think about all this? I mean, we've all worked at restaurants and we've all had our first job, our second job. We've all kind of hustled and worked hard to kind of figure out what we want, what we like, what we don't like from life. And now with corporations raising the standard, it's going to be really hard for the small mom and pop business to really make it going forward. With people saying that we need to increase taxes on the rich. You know, the rich don't pay taxes. You look at Jeff Bezos, he's not paying any tax. He sells off stock when he needs to, and the assets that he owns are generally owned by businesses, and they're just big, fat tax write-offs. So big billionaires, they're not paying taxes. The people that are paying taxes are the small, middle-class businesses. Everything else is simply a tax write-off, and that's why they're rich. They are smart. They come up with business plans, and they structure everything accordingly so they don't have to write these big, fat tax bills. Now, when this goes down like it is right now, we're going to lose out on that relationship with small business. It's going to really cripple us. What do you think about all this? Drop your comments below. I'm really curious as to what you guys think. And please smash that like button. Help me share this content and educate more people as to what's really going on in America behind the scenes. Please hit that like button. Consider subscribing as well for more content on personal finance, real estate, business, and of course, money. I'll see you guys in the next video. YouTube Success Blueprint. If you've enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into growing your YouTube channel and create passive income as a YouTuber, check out my YouTube Success Blueprint by clicking the link in the description below this video. One of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett, once said, "Opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out a bucket, not a thimble." I get the feeling that many men and women today are using thimbles instead of buckets. The truth is that we're in a huge wave of opportunity. I'm not suggesting that the current situation hasn't caused any financial damage to people's lives, because it certainly has. You may be one of those who have been fired, transferred, demoted, or had his assets repossessed. When looking up my own channel statistics on Social Blade, you can see that I was able to grow from a mere 11,000 subscribers to 120,000 subscribers in just 15 months. You could do this too, and I want to show you how. My YouTube Success Blueprint is a complete A to Z guide that teaches you the necessary steps in order to get your channel up and running within a few days. YouTube is an explosive avenue where you can earn thousands of dollars based simply on uploading videos and monetizing them for views. Think of a bridge with a toll on it. That is a video that's monetized on YouTube. It also serves a great channel to capture leads and potential new clients. Personally, I'm receiving roughly $30,000 per month in video views through Google AdSense just by people watching my videos on YouTube with 120,000 subscribers. This number is likely only going to grow as more and more people become accustomed to using YouTube. We have roughly 2.3 billion monthly users on YouTube, and I could see that number hit 3 billion in no time. To learn more about growing your YouTube channel and creating passive income as a YouTuber, register for my YouTube Success Blueprint by clicking the link in the description below this video.